today is the day you are deciding to finally change your life and feel good about yourself. Now, many people will probably tell you that you look fine. Your body looks fine, nothing wrong with you. But you know inside, you don't feel the happiest you could feel, and you know you could look better. So if you want to look better, if you want to transform your body, and if you want to learn new habits, I'm going to break down exactly everything you need to do in 2026 to achieve those goals. If you are a busy woman, you've got career goals, but you've been feeling stuck, you want to lose fat in 2026, today I'm going to break down the exact system that you can use in order to do the same, in order to lose fat. Now, you've tried everything, okay? You've tried cardio sessions, spin classes, high intensity training. You've tried restricting foods. You've tried different diets like keto or low carb. Okay, none of it worked. And on top of that, you tell yourself that you don't have time. You don't want to be living in the gym. You don't want to be spending 3 hours doing workouts. You don't want to be eating like a bodybuilder. Don't feel good about your body, okay? Nothing fits right. You feel like you could look a lot better. You feel like you have the potential, but you just don't have the system. Well, today I'm going to show you exactly how you can lose fat in 2026, how you can keep fat off for good. But before I do that, I want to give you a similar story about how I lost fat this year and I learned how to keep it off. So this was me around 2 years ago. I was training in the gym, I was doing all kinds of workouts, and none of it worked. Fast forward to today, I'm in the best shape of my life. I look exactly the way that I want to look, and I have full confidence in myself. Okay, so I work a busy 9-to-5 job. I don't have time to be in the gym all the freaking time. But I also work in an office, which means there's tons of temptations around, okay? You know the story. You've got donuts, you've got pizzas, okay? Everybody brings in cakes. And on top of that, when you're working at your desk, you want to be fueling up all the time, okay? Random snacking, because that is how you're going to get through your day. However, this is obviously problematic because it adds up. I used to wake up, I used to go to my desk, whether it was in the office or at home, and I would have a big freaking pastry and the full fat dairy coffee. Now, this is fine, but I was having a second breakfast, okay? It was 2 breakfasts. It was coffee and pastry and then a normal breakfast. Okay, not only that, but I actually thought that I was eating healthy. So I was eating avocado, salmon, but underneath here, you've got a whole bowl of rice and sauce, which I didn't see a problem with at the time. And so I was wondering, why do I feel so unconfident? Why do I not like the way I look? Why does all my clothes not fit right? Meanwhile, I was going to bed that night and having a glass of wine and watching my favorite show. Obviously, this felt good, but it was making me gain fat. Now, as I mentioned before, the work environment is the worst environment for trying to lose fat, okay? This is a canteen-based food from my job, and it's full of carbs, okay? It's full of rice and bread. And then, of course, you've got sauce. Same here. This meal looks perfectly healthy. However, if you look closely, it's just a bowl full of rice with a bit of chicken on top, which is deep fried in bread. So I would come home and have a freaking pizza, okay? In work, in breakfast, I would have a full English breakfast. And of course, as you can see, I just look miserable, okay? I did not look happy at all. On top of that, I was spending hours in the gym, okay? I was going to the gym 5 days a week, and I was wondering, why the hell do I not like the way I look? I was lifting weights. I was in the gym for 3 hours, but none of my clothes fit properly. I had no waistline. I wasn't happy with how I looked, so I pretty much just wore oversized t-shirt. And once again, this was me training, okay? So why was I not happy with how I looked? Why did I not have a snatched waist? So I would have protein bars all day long. So I had the mindset that I had to eat as much protein as possible. Whenever I saw cake in the office, I had to eat it because I needed fuel for the gym. I needed carbohydrate.
But you see, all of this was contributing to me feeling and looking my worst. And not only that, I was undoing all of the work that I was putting in the gym. So my biggest problem was that I thought I needed to eat loads of food. But not only that, I actually loved food. So I wanted to eat as much as I could. I would have donuts, I would have protein bars, I would have pancakes with loads of Nutella for breakfast, until I looked at myself and I realized I had to shift my entire personality, my entire self-image. Okay? I saw myself as someone that needed to eat loads of food. I saw myself as someone that couldn't say no to a snack. I saw myself as someone that needed loads of rice and pasta for energy. I needed sugar to get me out of a slump. But of course, all of this was making me gain extra fat slowly over time. So I had to change my mindset. So I had to see myself as a woman that looks lean and toned, okay? But what kind of things does a woman like that eat, okay? So smaller portions, no protein bars, we're not bodybuilders, okay? And most importantly, we have self-control, okay? So we're able to say no to foods if we know this is going to not contribute to our goals. So when I realized this, I started eating completely different, okay? My portions were a lot smaller. My food was a lot more boring, like tuna and sweet corn and a little bit of light mayo, okay? Chicken and potatoes. Here I was having 2 chicken breasts just for extra protein, but it was still pretty small dinner for me. This was actually the first time that I started to drink black coffee and have low-fat milk. I never had low-fat milk that much before, but I started drinking it. This was also the first time where I started seeing fruit as something I can have as a healthy snack rather than something that's full of carbs. And slowly, as I started to implement my new system, my jeans started fitting differently. I started to see change. You're looking at this picture thinking, what the hell is that? This is a lemon poppy seed cake. It is my favorite pastry ever. And by implementing my system, I was able to have this food every single day with no restriction. Because if I was not able to have my favorite food during the day, then even if I was trying to lose fat, I would slip up and I would fall into cravings and I would undo all my work. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this system that you're talking about? Okay, so in my system, there are 3 core principles, okay? The first principle is calorie tracking. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to track calories, that's too much work, okay? It's too restrictive. Well, if you track every single thing that you eat, I promise you, you will be able to fit in the foods that you enjoy. You won't be able to eat every single food that you enjoy within a day, but every day there will be something you can look forward to if you track all of your food. Okay? Now, by tracking calories, okay, you're going to go into a calorie deficit. Okay? So, the first thing that you need to do is to work out your maintenance calories, okay? How much food you need to eat on a daily basis to survive. So you're going to do this using an online calorie calculator, okay? You put in your age, your height, and your current weight and your gender, okay? Then you're going to get your maintenance calorie number. Now, into your calorie calculator, you're going to say, I want to lose 1 kilo of fat every week. And the calculator is going to give you a number, okay? It's going to give you your deficit number. So this is going to be your daily target calorie goal for the day, okay? And every single thing you eat during the day has to add up to this number, okay? Now, do this for 8 to 16 weeks. You are guaranteed to see a change, okay? So that's the first principle. Now, the second principle is walking, okay? 10,000 steps minimum a day, okay? You're not going to lose fat if you're getting 2,000 steps a day, 4,000 steps a day. You need to be hitting at least 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. Walking is honestly the best form of cardio for fat loss, right? A lot of people think they need to be going on runs, they need to be doing high intensity training, they need to go to spin classes because it feels like they're burning calories. However, for burning fat, this just doesn't work as well as walking does. Okay, walking is going to get you there. A calorie deficit and walking is all you need. Okay, and for the final core principle, you're going to implement gym 3 times a week. Strength training sessions 3 times a week. Today you're going to do a full body routine. Now, it doesn't matter what full body routine you're doing so much, as long as you stick to it, as long as you do the same sessions week by week, okay? Because your body gains muscle and loses fat from doing the same workouts week by week. You're not going to see changes in your body if you're going to be switching up your workouts every single week, which is more than likely what you're currently doing. No more than 1 hour session every single time. I already told you that I used to train for hours in the gym and I did not see any progress whatsoever. I was basically undoing all of the work because I was eating like crap. This is the entire system encapsulated, right? Tracking calories and staying in a calorie deficit, walking 10,000 steps a day, and strength training in the gym 3 times a week, 1 hour sessions max, okay? This is everything that I did for at least 3 months. And I finally got into the best shape of my life. Now, it might take you longer than 3 months, but as long as you stick to this system, you are going to see lasting changes. And remember, calorie tracking is something that you do while in a fat loss phase, okay? And as soon as you are happy with your body, you no longer have to do it. Now, if this is something that resonates with you, if this system is something that you see yourself doing, but you need help, you need guidance, okay? I work with women one-to-one and I help them lose fat for good. So if that sounds like something you want to do, book a call with me. I've got a link to my Calendly link in the description and I look forward to speaking with you.